Hello. I'm always just a little bit late every single time. How is everybody this night? Hey, Sharon, Lake, Chaotic Beauty and Crime. Sorry, I don't know how to get the dinging to go away. Kaleidoscope. I think that's either Wes, 1868, Jess, something, essay. Lake Michigan. Good to see you guys. Matt, hi. Watchdog. True Crime Maria, hey girl. I hope you're doing good. Foxy Lady, hello. All right. I turned on subscribers only because, well, I just wanted to. Usually ends up being most of you guys anyway, so I hope it doesn't mess things up too bad. But Outback, hello. Love Outback. Lynette, hey girl. Hey girl, hey. Faye always makes me laugh. Hoosier. Welcome, everybody. So tonight we've got some really special treats. Hopefully my co-host is waiting on the link that I'm about to send her. So let me take care of some business and then we'll get started. Okay. I'm just saving some things. This has been a lot more difficult than I thought it was going to be. Like a lot. So I thought I was really prepared, and it's just an ever evolving case file that's quite complicated. I thought that covering Garrett and the rest of the delinquents was difficult, but it really didn't quite hold a candle to this. Maybe I'm just, because I have access to more, that's why it was so overwhelming. But it definitely was a bit overwhelming. And if you guys don't mind hitting the like and share, that would be great. Especially to people that still need to be reached with the truth about Greeno. And I really hope that hearing this, I mean, it's a lot. It's a lot. And hey, Lipsha. And I just hope that the person in the future, I think that the current, I think it would benefit her greatly. Hey, David. I don't know if I said hi to you, but it's good to see you here. CC, you too. Hey, Real Gongonzo. How are you? Always good vibes for you. But so I hope that the person that needs to hear it hears it. And if that is the current girlfriend, then I hope it reaches her, and I hope it reaches her for her sake and for her children's sake, because this is not something that he has overcome. I will tell you that right off the bat. From 2005, what you'll hear tonight, it doesn't really get any better You know how he always says second chance and everybody makes a mistake, and like I've changed. Well, his record says otherwise, especially in the domestic violence department. It really says otherwise. And so you have to really consider when you're dating someone, or when you're going to work with someone, or when you're going to support someone, do their actions match up with their words? Is it lip service? Is it something that is genuine? Everybody can say, I've changed 2 seconds later, and then 2 seconds after that, and then 2 seconds after that. Anybody can say that. What life is about is forward progress and insight into your actions, and then those becoming a part of who you are moving forward. Not just lip service, but like true growth as a human. That's what we should all be wanting to do every single day of our lives. We should all be wanting to grow and mature and learn something new, and we should hold the people around us accountable to that too. If we're doing that for ourselves and we're loving ourselves enough to continually learn and grow and become better, we should hold the people that we hold close to us accountable to that same standard, because that's the kind of people that that are good people. They are insightful. They are thinking about, and they're not people that tend to be like that are not selfish. They are not psychopaths. They are not, because they have that empathy and they can have understanding. But sometimes we get lost in the understanding of, like, we empathize too much and we concentrate way too much on, you know, like giving everybody a chance. Well, not everybody deserves our chances, because even if we're not in an intimate relationship with the person, there has to be a boundary in order for you to continue to love yourself. Like, you can't give away too much and be like, oh, well, he's just learning. Oh, well, he's just 36. Oh, well, she's just immature. Like, she made a mistake, and then, oh, she made another one. She'll get it eventually. Like, eventually, those eventually should run out. Those chances should run out. And it doesn't mean that you wish ill will on that person. It just means that you have to move on in order for you to keep on moving forward, because right now you're stuck, and you can wish them all the best and then cut that relationship straight right off, because it's the only healthy thing for you, if that makes sense. So we're going to get started. We're going to dive in. I'm just warning you guys, it is not for the faint of heart. It is not. And I see my co-host, so I am going to add her. This is my very good friend, Ivy Rose.
Hello.
Here. How are you?
Good. I hope things work out. I had a major ADHD moment, and it's like I had an hour and a half. So then I decided to caramelize some onions so I'll have something to eat later. And then onions were burning and I had 30 minutes and I didn't know.
So did you come on here to eat? Did you make
No,
something?
they're still in the pan, half burned, half not cooked all the way, as most of my meals are. So, so I apologize to everybody. We haven't gotten a chance to talk since I sent her stuff earlier because my internet is terrible. So emails took a long time to send out. Did you get all those? I think there's a total, because I added everything to them and then it ended up being too big. So then I had to do it in like 5. And last time I looked, there had been like 3 that had actually gone through.
Gotcha.
Did you get those?
Okay. I got.
But you can let me share my screen and I can show them here.
Oh, yeah, that might work out better. Yeah, that way I don't have to find where they are.
Yeah. So I have them all ready to go, kind of.
Awesome. Yeah, I think you should be able to share your screen when we're ready for that. I think we have a little bit of case we wanted to get into before we
Yeah.
do that part. So I'm going to start tonight. Do you have any opening words you would like to say? Does she need any introduction?
I'm trying to pull up my YouTube chat so I can see people. I don't have any opening words right now, but I will very soon.
You'll have closing words and in between words. That's
Yes,
what I'm
many
counting
of
on.
those. I guess I'll go ahead and say the one thing that I was gonna say in just a minute.
Okay.
I think that so I don't know, I guess I've talked to you and some other people who I talked to outside of, like, a live stream, more about this
Mhm.
kinda stuff, so I'm not really sure how much I've talked about my own personal beliefs when it comes to, um, people doing bad things and hurting other people to, like, the public, in live
Yeah.
stream form, but I tend to be more on the bleeding heart side of things sometimes. Not
Right.
I don't think people
Mhm.
should be able to have no repercussions for what they do, but I
Yeah.
think also that when I think I talked about this actually on a live stream with Hoosier Cold Cases, when I was on there talking about, sociopaths or psychopaths or something like that.
Mhm.
Yes, like, really bad people are typically one of those things, but we also have to remember that those things are mental illnesses, and nobody asks to be born like that. Nobody
Yeah.
asks to be born to shit parents who mess you up and, give you
Yeah.
all kinds of issues. So,
Right.
I think we have to remember things like that, but know that it's an explanation, it's not an excuse. So,
Mhm.
yes, we can have empathy and say, I mean, I am extremely lucky for the family that I was born into and was
Mhm.
raised by. I hope you guys cannot hear my cat, like, yelling at me in the background. Not my cat, my boyfriend's cat, I don't claim it. But, um,
I love
where
your
was I?
cat.
Oh, so I know we're all us who've had, like, better lives, we didn't do anything to deserve that, we just got born into that. And some other
You're
people, they
right.
didn't get born into very good situations, and they didn't really have, like, you know, this deck was stacked against them from the start. In fact, my mom, she has a great metaphor she uses, like a baseball game. I, being a decent looking white female in an upper middle class family, I was born on, like, 2nd or 3rd base. There are
Mm.
people born every day who, like, aren't even in the dugout, and it's nothing that
No.
I did to get there.
Right.
So, I'll wrap all this up and say that we can have empathy for this person, for the situation they were born into and what they probably went through as a child, and that is an
Mm.
explanation maybe for how they are, but
I
that
agree.
doesn't give them an excuse to continue hurting people. So you can have both.
100%. I totally agree, and I love your mom's analogy, that's really cute. I think it's perfect, and it
I
does
like that too.
kinda sum up, like, the sum of its parts, like, it just really hones in on the point of life and, like, understanding that there like, you're right, you're totally right, and that does not negate the choices. We all are born with the capacity to choose. And we all, I think, we may not instinctively know, but there are things that hold us accountable in life. And I think that you consciously making the right choices, regardless of your upbringing, is where you
Mhm,
have to put it in its box of like, yes, it really sucks because it really does. I mean, I've read this Guardianship. I've seen, some some of the things in his early life, and he definitely didn't ask for it. And you also don't get to use your past as a victim, your victimhood and wear it like a badge and never grow from it. If you can recognize it, that's something that my dad used to say is like, if you can, I don't know how to get that to stop. People keep texting me. Um, if you can if you can use it as an excuse of like, "Oh, well, I'm an only child," then it ain't working for you anymore, and no one should allow you to say that out loud and get away with it of like, "Oh, yeah, I understand," because that shows that you, like, understand what you're doing, and I've heard him say things about that. Well, what do you expect from a guy that is born in a situation like I am, you know? And, but then again, there's just that accountability. So I think I'm ready if you are.
Okay. Sounds good.
Okay. First up, we have the guardianship. And I am not going to show that. I think, even though it is from a long time ago, it just didn't feel appropriate at all. And it is on February 6th of 1987. And I'm going to call her Janet Doe, because that is the mother that raised Greeno. And she petitioned the court for appointment of guardianship. How do I get that? Can you hear that, Ivy?
Yeah, is it from your phone or from your laptop?
It's from maybe if something must be blowing up, like, huh.
If you keep reading and I'll figure out what to do and I'll tell you when you're done. Or keep talking, not reading.
I think I can handle it. Hopefully that will put a stop to it. I know who it is, and I love her so much. But, yeah, so we'll go back to this. I think if I disconnect YouTube or Bluetooth, it should work, so we'll see. But anyways, on February 6th, okay, of 1987, that date's important. His mother petitioned the court for appointment of guardianship of Renee Anthony Charles Greeno. He was 1 year old. His biological mother and stepfather both signed over their rights to his mother, his non-bio mother, Janet Doe. And this happened in Carroll County, Indiana. And yeah, I think that's pretty much self-explanatory, but that's kind of the first place that we see Greeno pop up in my case and Doc's pop is his guardianship. Like Ivy was saying, this is exactly kind of what we were talking about, of just like, you didn't ask to be born into that situation. And from what I have just seen and heard from some people, his mother that raised him loved him very much. I don't know any of that for a fact. That is just what I have heard through a couple other people. And do you have anything you want to add to that?
Try not to go down a rabbit hole. I know that attachment, the most important part of your life when it comes to attachment, which is basically the basis of which you base all your life relationships with, whether it's
Right.
acquaintances, friendships, romantic relationships, family. The most important part is from birth to 3 years old. And if you don't get what you need in that time, you're pretty much screwed for a while. So
very
I'm
true.
sure that didn't help with things.
I experienced that myself with my parents fostered. And we had a young girl living with us that did not have exactly what you're talking about. She had what is it called? A reattachment or attachment disorder. And she was reactive attachment disorder. She was pretty hard to spend any time with. She basically tortured me until she got caught and was escorted out of our home. And yeah, it's a very serious thing when when a child doesn't feel a touch. So kind of reminds me of a movie I just watched where everything was in fast forward, like it was in high speed. Time was, and a baby was born within minutes of, you have your 9-month cycle or whatever. Well, in this island, it was all fast forwarded. and the baby was born, and they just laid it down in a blanket so that she could tend to the mother, and the baby died that quickly because it didn't receive any affection. Like but that's like another thing that it is true. It causes a lot of major brain dysfunction. So, yeah.
And Hoosier Cold Cases said he asked if we knew if DHS was involved, and then he was asking about what years were the CPS building in Delphi in use. I don't know this for sure, but it seems like CPS wasn't involved. Is that the vibe that you
Yeah,
get from that?
it is, because usually when they are involved, we wouldn't see it on here. Does that make sense? It's a Chin's case. And so,
Yeah.
like,
And maybe they were
I
like
don't think
starting
it
to
was a foster.
sniff around a little bit, and that's what made them go ahead and
Maybe,
like take those steps, but we don't
maybe,
know
but I
that.
think
There's not really a
it
way to
seems
know.
like they gave, just from reading it, it seems like that they chose her. And I don't think that from all appearances, I could be totally wrong. It doesn't appear that she was just a random foster mom. I think she was chosen. I think that his mom must have known her, or at least his family did, and they knew that he would be loved in that home, because he is one of the only children that, like, consistently stayed with another person. And I think that was just his mom. I really do. I really think that it was just like his mom knew that he was in the best environment that he could be in, and he stayed there for the majority of the time I think he visited. So, I don't think it was, and it was closed in 2009, which is a little, like, let me double check that. But yeah, I'm not sure why it took so long. Like, because he turned 18 in 2004, um, January 5th of 2004. So why it lasted, it could have just been a thing. Oh, they noticed. Yeah, it was April of 2009 when it was finally closed. Like, he didn't need a guardian anymore.
Bree Rice asked, did they take in his other siblings/sibling? And he's got several siblings. Like, I think he's got maybe one like full sibling, and the rest are halves, maybe. But if I understand right, and some of this information is taken from the video he did. I can't remember when it was, but I think it may have been in February. I can't remember when he got arrested and all that. But where he talked to his supposed uncle about
Mm,
all that and asked questions. So this is where some of that information comes from. But it sounds like two of the kids from like one dad, they went with somebody on that side of the family, and then one of his other brothers who has a different dad went somewhere else, and then his sister and another brother, um, well, his sister who has the same dad, and then a brother who has a different dad, they went somewhere else together, and he was by himself, which,
mm,
while that was potentially the most stable situation for him, I can see how as a kid, well, because his sister who has the same dad, they were with one of his mom's family members, so she was probably over there more, I imagine. This is total speculation,
right.
where
That makes
the
sense.
person he was with was a family friend. So I could see if you put yourself in a kid's mindset that you say, "My sister and brother over here, and they see my mom a lot, but I'm over here by
Mm,
myself, and I don't get to
right.
see her as much, like, what's wrong with me?"
Yeah. Yeah. Why was I not wanted? Can be perceived, and that's the thing with children, is perception is reality, like, if they perceive like this to be a certain way, that's their reality, and that's all they know, and that's all they until you fix that, and so it was sad to hear that,
Mhm.
that's the way that he felt about that, if it was genuine.
Yeah.
Um, so the next one we have is a criminal misdemeanor, it was just let me pull this. This is easier to use. I don't know why I got this file for a reason. I was like, what am I doing?
And he would have turned 18 in, like, 2004, I think,
Yes,
February 2004.
2004.
So for
Yeah, his
reference
birthday is on February 5th
no, wait,
of
January.
1986. January
January.
5th, 1986. So, yeah, his mom he was just a year and what, a month when he was given to his,
Yeah, something like
non-bio
that.
mom.
And
Yeah,
then the next case is,
is
what, about
April.
a year and a couple
Yeah,
months after he turned
turned
18?
19. Um,
I was just
9
thinking from the time that he became, like, a non-minor, an adult.
right. Yeah, there are some obviously, we're not gonna be able to look at those, but he has said himself that he went to White's, which is a juvenile facility in Wabash, Indiana, or maybe it's Warsaw. I think it's Wabash, though. You don't go there without doing something most of the time, so he probably
He said
has
he's been
something
there twice.
earlier. One event was converted from then, but there is nothing on it at all. And then so usually when you see something like that, it's because they were a minor. But this was just because he was 19 years old in April. It happened on April 18th of 2005, and he got a minor in consumption, a public intox, illegal transportation of alcoholic beverages under 18. And so, he took a plea on April 27th of 2005, and it appears that he stayed in jail for this from the 18th until the 27th, which, man, like
They've
that
changed
kinda
things since
yeah,
then.
like for a PI, like,
Yeah.
wow, okay. And then they just, like, really took that seriously, but I found and that's the thing is this mirrors, like, the court records for Christopher Mathis and Talitha and all of them. Like, they'll get, like, a PI and then public intoxication, and then they get these really harsh sentences, and then it's just, like, all downhill from there. It gets really weird. Anyway, so he took a plea by agreement on April 27th, and he, um had unsupervised probation. So he was released on that date, and then he did 5 days of community service at the Tippecanoe County Community Corrections Road Crew. What a mouthful. And, on May 19th of 2014, so we're kinda skipping ahead in time, but, Anthony Greeno, files a pro se, which means he was representing himself, motion to dispose of the case. And on June 3rd of 2014, the motion was denied. He still owes $150 in court fines from this case back in 2005. And I think you're up now.
Hold on, let me get back. I was opening up things.
And I got to get a blanket because my legs are frozen.
Okay, so the next thing up is the driving without a license, right?
Yep. I'm going to go
Okay,
get a
so
blanket.
on let's see, on would that be July 21st, it was filed there was a case filed where his charge was, driving without a license, driving without ever having a license, actually, and then a minor thing for, like, not using a turn signal or something like that. And I did find it kinda weird. I don't know if this is the norm there, but it was filed on the 21st, but it actually happened on the 9th. So that's kind of a big jump there. And, um, hold on, I thought I had everything gathered up, and I forgot about this one thing, so I have to pull it up. Okay, so that happened on the 9th, it was filed on the 21st, and it looks like do you want me to go ahead and go into the warrant and stuff now, or do you wanna wait until we get to that month? She may have stepped away. I'll go ahead and go into it. So it was filed on the 21st. Apparently he was out because on August the 8th, so that was about, I don't know, 2 weeks or 2.5 weeks or so after it was filed, there was a warrant issued for failure to appear. Bond was set for $250. And then are you back?
Yeah, I'm back. I was freezing. Sorry.
I didn't know if you wanted me to go ahead and go into the warrant stuff or if you wanted to do it in chronological order.
I think let's stick with chronological, but
Okay.
I did want, well, no, because I didn't stick chronologically. Well, what do you think? How does the chat feel? How does it flow if we were to come back to this? Like, do you think that which would be better, to go ahead and finish it and talk about this particular case? Because it goes on for a while, doesn't it, Ivy?
Yeah. I don't know, we've gone back and forth on this a lot.
I know. It's hard to know how to talk about these, but it's
Basically,
definitely easier to talk about them in their entirety, but it makes it,
well, what the one that you just talked about, the public intox,
uh-huh.
he basically got sentenced for that, and you talked about some of that, and then on the one I told them about where he was charged with, driving without ever receiving a license, there's not much
Mhm.
to that.
Yeah.
And then I mentioned the warrant, so I feel like the
Mhm.
next logical thing is to talk about the bigger case and then jump
Yeah.
back in with when, like, the
I
warrant for the one I just talked about pops in
I
later.
agree with that. I agree with that. Okay, I wanted to see what this, he was a resident of White's in 2001 and returned in 2003, according to a post he made on Facebook. Okay, yes, I remember that. I have seen that, so I verify that as truth too. On Facebook, asking Whites to sponsor a GoFundMe page for Southern Bounty. Okay, so that makes sense. And then now, be prepared. Do you want to go ahead and share our first
You're gonna have to help me through that stuff a little bit of which one.
PDF there? The petition for revoke. Oh, I think I have that one, don't I? Never mind. Never mind. I made it myself, so it's not as good as Ivy's. Just so you're aware.
I don't know what you're talking about.
I'm going to grab it, and if I'm not sharing my screen when I start reading, then yell at me.
Okay.
Oh boy. Zoom, zoom. Okay, got it pulled up. Come on. I thought I had it pulled up, but I don't.
I need to take that out.
Huh?
Sorry, I was talking to myself.
Looks like I'm going to have to pull it up after I share. That's okay.
For some reason, because you would be surprised how long we have talked about the basics of how to present this, and
Yeah.
I guess because there's so much overlapping of everything, it is surprisingly hard to figure out how to organize.
Yes. Agreed. Okay. So this is the affidavit of probable cause to support issuance of arrest warrant. And this occurred on January 13th of 2007, or in 2005, I'm sorry. So Michael Thomas, he is the arresting officer, one of them, being first duly sworn upon my oath, says that I have probable cause for believing at this time that R. Anthony Greeno committed the crime of count 1, criminal confinement, a Class D felony, count 2, battery resulting in bodily injury, a Class A misdemeanor, count 3, battery resulting in bodily injury, a Class A misdemeanor, and count 4, battery resulting in bodily injury, a Class A misdemeanor in Carroll County, Indiana, on or about July 23rd of 2005 by reason of the following facts to wit. I am a Carroll County deputy sheriff. And just to note, I wonder if this is the same Michael Thomas that is now running for sheriff.
Yeah, I'm sure it probably is.
Probably. On July 23rd, 2005, at approximately 10:07 p.m., I was dispatched to Idaville, Indiana. It's an address. I didn't feel it necessary to leave it on there, but it's in Idaville, to investigate a fight. Deputy Schmimmel and I responded. Upon arrival, we spoke with several men who were standing near woods a short distance from the complainant's house trailer. They stated that Anthony Greeno had become violent and hit the 3 women inside the house. Then he ran into the woods near the house trailer. I obtained my canine and gave 2 warnings asking the subject to come out of the woods or I would release my canine. A short time later, a male subject came out of the woods with his hands in the air. He identified himself verbally as Anthony Greeno. He was taken into custody and Deputy Schimmel transported him to the jail. I then went to the house trailer and then I left the address on there. So I did not see that. I'm sorry. And I'm sure they do not live there anymore. So please don't do anything crazy, please. And spoke with 3 females. The first subject was identified as Jane Doe, girlfriend. She stated she and Anthony had been in an argument and Anthony threw the phone at her, striking her in the arm. Jane stated that he then struck her several times in the face and arms and banged her head against the wall. She stated that he pulled her by the arm across the carpet. She further advised that he told her she could call someone to come and get her, but then he would take the phone away and tell her she wasn't leaving. She advised that the Janet Doe and Jean Doe, and it was his mom and I believe grandma, then came home. Confronted Anthony. Mom stated that girlfriend told Anthony girlfriend stated that I guess it didn't work. Mom told Anthony he could leave and he got mad and grabbed the computer, throwing it and breaking the mouse. She stated he threw the phone at her a second time and the phone broke. She stated that this incident caused her pain. Mom stated she told Anthony he could leave, but the girlfriend was free to stay. Mom advised that Anthony then threw the phone at girlfriend and told her to get out. Mom advised Anthony grabbed the speaker to the computer and threw it. She stated she grabbed the phone to call 911 and Anthony grabbed the phone and would not let them call. She stated that Anthony punched her and then punched her roommate when they tried to get between him and his girlfriend. Mom stated she got Anthony out of the house and she ran to get help. Mom advised that she felt pain when Anthony punched her. I then spoke with Grandma. She appeared to be having a hard time walking. She stated Anthony had struck her in the head, in the eye, and twisted her fingers around, causing them to swell. So this makes me so mad. She stated Anthony also struck her in the legs and she is having trouble walking. I asked her if this caused pain when he struck her and she stated yes. And it still was hurting. I asked how many times Anthony had struck her, and she stated she didn't know. I observed the damage to the computer mouse, the mirror, and the telephone at the residence. I went to the jail and spoke with Anthony. He was advised of the charges, and he stated that the girlfriend had struck him. Then the grandma had struck him first, then stated that he got mad and broke the mirror. He denied striking the girlfriend. Anthony Greeno's name is R. Anthony Charles Greeno, and his date of birth is 1/5/86. I affirm under penalty of perjury, as specified in Indiana Code, that the foregoing representations are true. So there's that.
I want to add real quick that this particular case is hard to find because you have to search for last name Greeno, first name R. Dot, which is why it typically gets lost.
Yeah. Yeah. So moving on to the next part of this. I hear your cat now.
I know, I just started moving my laptop.
On July 23rd of 2005, R. Anthony Greeno was 19 years old. The affidavit of probable cause to support issuance of an arrest warrant reads as follows. The court finds that probable cause does exist. The defendant being incarcerated. Initial hearing is set for July 25th of 2005. On July 25th of 2005, Anthony Greeno was formally charged with the following. Count 1, criminal confinement, a Class D felony. Robert T. Ives, being duly sworn upon his oath, says that on or about July 23rd in the court of County of Carroll, the state of Indiana, Anthony Greeno did knowingly confine girlfriend Doe without consent of the said person. Count 2, Anthony did knowingly touch Mom Doe, Jane Doe girlfriend, in a rude, insolent, or angry manner by striking her about the face and arms and banged her head against the wall, resulting in bodily injury. So this is just kind of a summary of what all we just read, in case you missed all of those important words. Count 3, battery. He did knowingly touch his mother in a rude, insolent, and angry manner, to wit, by punching her in the face, resulting in bodily injury. Count 4, bodily injury, battery resulting in bodily injury. Anthony Greeno did knowingly touch Grandma Doe in a rude, insolent, or angry manner, to wit, by striking her in the head and kicking her in the legs, resulting in bodily injury, to wit, cause pain. Count 5, criminal mischief, Class B misdemeanor. R. Anthony Greeno did recklessly damage property at his mom's house. He did break a computer mouse, a mirror, and a telephone without the consent of the mother. On July 26th of 2005, R. Anthony Greeno, in custody, comes before the court. He waived his right to counsel and entered a plea of guilty by plea agreement with the state of Indiana to all 5 counts. This plea was freely and voluntarily made. He pled guilty. Don't let him say, it was corruption. Ugh. The court sets the sentence for August 4th, 2005. Greeno is remanded to custody of the sheriff of Carroll County, Indiana. On August 9th of 2005, the court ordered a mental health evaluation for later that day at 5 p.m. at the Carroll County Jail. 2 no contact orders were issued and put in place until his probation is finished in about 3 years. So those are some long no contact orders. And then he is ordered to take anger management classes while in jail. He's ordered to take his medication as prescribed, and he is sentenced to 1 year with a Class 1 credit allowed. So he received 24 days credit in the Carroll County Jail. and then he served the remainder of that year. And then after that, he was given 2 years of probation. Okay, and now we're up for you to share the pro ses, unless we want to kind of talk about this for
I
a sec.
would like to point out something that I don't know if I sent you a message about this like extremely last minute because I didn't notice it until then. Let me remember which it was in the charge for public intoxication and minor in possession in April of that same year.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know this for a fact, but if you go to the converted event, it talks about the sentence and everything, that he has to do for his sentence, blah, 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 blah. But if you get down to the very, very bottom of that, it says, no battery charges have been filed. Have you ever seen that on a summary of the sentencing on my case before? Is that a normal thing to put?
Say that one more time.
No battery charges have been filed.
Oh, that was on the one that you did along from back.
Yeah,
Are
it
you
was
talking about
the
that one?
public intoxication one in April.
Yeah.
So it sounds like, and I don't have evidence to back this up besides that, it sounds
Yeah.
like he was combative and there potentially could have been battery charges also with that, which was how many months is that? 3 months or whatever before what you just
Right.
read. But they chose not to charge him with battery at that time.
Yeah, that's bullshit.
So the pro ses. Or do you have anything else to add to that?
I'm just trying to turn that sound off. You know how I get with OCD. Just it's bothering me really bad, and no one will stop texting me. So just having to kind of
At the
orient my
top right hand of your screen, do you have a
yeah.
little thing, it looks like little buttons, one's turned off and one's turned on, on top of each other?
I turned down the sound of the
Oh,
notification, so we'll see.
well, we shall
This
see.
happens every time I go live. Like, I try to warn people that I'm going live and not to send me any messengers, but it never works. And then messages, I get so many messages.
So I'm gonna read these, but this one we forgot to block out a name. So, even though I'm pretty sure it's maybe semi-well known, I don't wanna continue to potentially harm victims. All right, so do you want me to start? I don't know which one came first. So this one's
Which
September
one is
8th.
not blocked out?
Girlfriend in the fake dismissal. No, the death. This is the death one.
Oh. Yeah, I can do that really quick while you're because that's not the first one. If you wanted to read the first one. The first one is the
I named them in a way that is not helpful at all.
yeah, it's okay.
Let's see, that's October. That's the rest of that one. I think that might be the first one because that's September 2005. I hope you guys can't hear my stomach. That's November. So that may be the first one because I've got an October, I've got a November.
The first one I have is yeah. Yeah, I guess we can just read it and not share it because I don't want to do that to her.
Yeah.
She is this one is pretty brutal. So
this was written, no, it was filed on September 8th, 2005. So just a couple months after it happened. It says,
I'll show, like, you can see it from kind of back here. It is a handwritten, and it is real. Like, we're not just like making this up. Just so you know, like, he really did do this. He really did say this, and this is so sick.
And you guys will have to bear with me because the copies, I guess maybe some of them were written in pencil potentially. So it's like gotten kind of weird over the years. So it's kind of hard to read.
Yes.
Okay. So handwritten by Mr. Greeno himself, filed on September 8th, 2005. It says, Judge Smith, I am writing this to you in regards to the death of my fiance, girlfriend's name, and my unborn child. Girlfriend was in a car accident earlier last week and has passed away on September 2nd, 2005 at 11:43 a.m. Very specific. Your Honor, I feel that this could have been prevented if I had been with her and not here in the Carroll County Jail. I received word through a friend that girlfriend needed me, with needed underlined. Needed me with her, Your Honor. She stated that she couldn't do it or support herself without me, which is so ironic.
Right. Isn't it ironic? Isn't it ironic, Alanis Morissette?
Now, since I am currently residing in the Carroll County Jail and have lost my family with the underline of family, and now have no one, I am asking you to appoint me attorney. Oh, this is a good one. Appoint me attorney Curtis Fouts. This is back in 2005, by the way. And Mr. Smith, I am asking for a second chance at life. I'm emotionally broke down and devastated. Judge, I am not asking to be released or, quote, let off, unquote, but I am asking you for a sentence modification. I would like to propose work release. This way I can save money and use it for necessary needs such as getting an apartment when I get out or buying a car for transportation. Mind you, one of his charges was driving without ever having a license.
Right.
I didn't catch that the first time.
I wondered if you didn't.
Another suggestion, I love the suggestion. Another suggestion would be what is that? Home with Hope? Is that what that is?
Home with Hope. It's in Tippy.
The Home with Hope program. I feel like they can help me get back on my feet and guide me in the right direction. Mr. Smith, I am not asking you this from a, quote, defendant talking to the judge, unquote, point of view. I'm asking as a person to person. This is by far the worst point of my life, and I am really asking for your help. Please, Your Honor. Sincerely, Anthony C. Greeno.
Punchline. She didn't forking die.
Oh,
She's
there's a better
alive to
punchline.
this day.
I just don't know if we want to get there yet.
No, like, that needs to be told. Like, she's alive. He literally perjured himself to try to like, what, make the judge feel bad and get what he wanted. Like, that makes me so mad that you and his unborn child didn't fork and die. Didn't die. So his case file is literally him doing these pro se's motions just to get out, basically, until they're all answered, and the answer is denied. It doesn't appear that he got in any trouble for just lying to the courts. Just didn't seem to care about that. But then again, they don't even care about collecting their money from all of the court fines he owes. So it's like, whatever. The next one, does this one have anything, or it's not?
What's
They're
that?
not edited.
What's the date on the next one?
Yeah, I didn't send them any of them to you edited, so that's okay.
Okay, I think the next one I can read it. It's the next one's in October
I'll
11th.
read this one because it's easier to see and I'm old and my glasses are
Okay.
not in here, if you don't mind.
Yeah, I can't see it very well on the screen anyway.
I am asking permission for this is dear Judge Smith, and this is on behalf of him. And it's not, it's I mean, I get it. I think. I'm asking permission for Anthony Greeno to have a funeral visit for Carl T. Hanaway. This man was like a grandpa to Anthony. There is a no contact order against him for part of the family members. Part of the family members. And it lists this man's name and my brother, and it lists his brother's name, Junior, would be the only ones there with this special visit. The visit would be at Abbott's funeral home on Thursday, the 5th of January at 2:30. The whole family thanks you for your consideration, and we know our father would wish this. Thank you. And it lists his name and his phone number in case the judge wanted to call. That's
Is
kind
it
of
just me, or
they do that sometimes. Well, they'll let him out,
is it just me,
but I think
or is
with
that
him,
his birthday? I also just noticed
January,
that. 5th.
huh? You're right. Wow. Yeah, it's his birthday.
I haven't checked up on that, so I'm not going to make any claims, but
Yeah. Well, that's what that says.
I mean, on the I would hope that his
I'm gonna check out some
family wouldn't do
comments
that.
real quick. Hey, bloke. Glad you're here.
Are we going to read the other pro se letters? Are we going to read
Oh,
all
yeah.
of them?
Yes.
'Cause I
I saw
believe
him as a friend, but he seemed like a carbon copy of the man who beat me senseless and hurt me and my mother, leaving us. I'm sorry. That's just that was one of the things, like, I heard you talking about your past, and I know who he is, and it was just like, "Oh my gosh," like, he's not gonna listen to me. Somebody's got to, like, talk to him. Um, aw. Yeah, I did at one point. I just couldn't take it anymore, and I started sending well, it's just like having some old lady, like, that you don't know messaging you. I thought maybe, like, some of his friends could at first, but, I just ended up doing that as I should have in the very beginning, and I'm sorry for that. Um,
Can I read Phillips, who I have not seen in a long time? Hello, Philip.
Philip, hi.
He says, I was a moderator on Greeno's channel from the beginning, and I'm ashamed to admit it now. I've done a little research on my own, and I'm going to send Mel what I have. We have all, I'm pretty sure, the
Yep.
majority of us, been Greeno supporters at one time. Don't feel bad.
Yes, definitely don't feel bad. This whole group is predominantly made up of people that he duped, you know? He is good. It's like he went to school for con artistry. He learned a pattern and he sticks with it and he works it to his benefit. And you can't feel bad, you know. I think everyone that was duped by him should take it as a sign of the fact that there's just a good person, and you don't see someone coming like him that just like is capable of that. Like it's not, and I think it's a good thing, like that's not your first instinct is to think that someone is a lying sack of shit, you know? So do not feel bad. I was duped by him. A lot of people were, you know, and it's okay. Like you said in the beginning of the show, you a mistake is only a mistake if you don't grow and learn from it. And then if you do, it becomes a life lesson. And I think that's like a really important thing for people to remember is like, we are not defined by our mistakes as long as we learn from them. And then if we do learn from them, they become a life lesson that can make us better people. And that is the goal in life, is to become better every day. And anyone that thinks that they're just done, well, that's lame. You're never gonna like you. It's not about being good enough. We're always good enough, and we should always love ourselves to the max, and except when it gets to like, there's always a middle. But being able to recognize and point out your faults and mistakes is not a sign of weakness or self degradation. A lot of times it's a sign of strength. It's just being able to be honest and real with yourself. So, and then I see another comment here. When people get desperate, they will do and say whatever they need to in order to try and get what they want. Some people definitely. Jinka. I don't
The
know how
issue
to say
I
it.
have with that is that at some point, like, I get the whole being desperate thing, but if you never take the step to get out of desperation, like, I don't know what to tell you. If you can go, like, 15 years and never make a step so that you're not on the edge of being homeless and not able to pay bills. Well, not even have bills because you haven't gotten that far to have bills.
Yeah. Yeah, it's lots of great comments. I'm so glad that I have just such wonderful subscribers. You guys are all so awesome. I just want to say that. Like literally comment after comment of just like love and positivity, and that's literally spectacular.
I'm just hold on, let me shut my door real quick. My boyfriend just woke up and he's out there watching TV. I also wanted to say that True Crime Bloke said something about Greeno sending him a hoodie. And I totally understand that I am saying this from a point of view of somebody who Greeno does not, to my knowledge, have their address. So keep that in mind. But yes, it really sucks if he has your personal information and
Yeah.
he is potentially going to dox you. That is terrible. I completely understand. I don't know what that feels like, but I can imagine. But if you can at
Pretty
all,
awful.
don't let him hold that over your head. It's like if he gets it, again, that's terrible and he's a terrible person. But once he realizes that you're going to allow him to be the piece of shit that puts
Yeah.
out people's personal information, you take that power away from him. You let him go be the terrible person, and he doesn't have like this power over you anymore. Way easier said than done.
Yeah. And trust me, it was for me, it was definitely something that I knew it was a conscious choice I made, and it was like long time thought out, and um it came down to, am I going to let him win again? There are so many people that he has hurt way worse than me. And he has victimized countless girlfriends, to which I am not one. Quit. Like, if you're not smart enough to hear what I'm saying, I do a YouTube and I talk about victims of crimes. Okay. I am not a victim of his forking crime. Like, they hear that, and then they think that I am including myself in it, that I am one of them, and I'm not. I talk about victims, and I'm sick of having to mind my words about that. Like, what he's done to them though is something that I want to stand up for them. And if I let that weasel like intimidate me out of telling the truth about him, then they don't have anything to be hopeful for. The future ones, the past ones, the right now ones. Like, if I'm not willing to put myself out there, then why would they? Why would they? And I'll tell you what, it is not easy. Our court system does not make it easy. And I did want to touch on that with the no contact order.
I don't know if you want to read Holly Marie's comment.
Holly, hi. I didn't see her come in. I'm not seeing it.
Oh, I'll read it. She said, I made sure I kept my location sent to my daughter 24/7 for months because of him and me being in Peru, and even told her if something happened to me, it was because of him. He's a drunk, violent terrorist.
Wow.
And I
I
don't
do
know
see that
what
one.
she went through, but it sounds terrible, and I'm sorry that
Man,
you had to experience that and live in fear. It's not a
yes.
fun thing to have to do.
No, that's not okay. And that's like literally why we're here. Like, it's about time everybody got to have a voice. I just feel like a minor part in telling his story. And I hope that I can do a good enough job for all of the people that he has scared into silence, you know? And I'm not saying that means that I want you to come forward. I get it. I get it. Like, you just don't. You don't have. That's not what I'm asking of you one bit. Um, but like, what kind of person would I be if I did not stand up for those? Like, there's a preacher during the Holocaust, and part of it I can't Niemöller, I think I'm saying that correctly. And it's I did not I was not a socialist,
Oh,
and
I
I
know exactly what
came
you're talking about.
for the socialist, but I was not a socialist, and so I did not stand up for them. I'm totally botching it, but that last line of, and then they came for me, and there was no one left to stand up for me. And that's one of the poems that I try to live my life by. And I always think about it when when I want to be quiet, when I want to keep my mouth shut and just have just blase, not care. Which I do think it's hard for me to do that because I always think about that freaking poem of like, and I did not stand up for them because I was not a socialist. I was not a union worker. I was not a Jew. And then when it came time for someone that I needed someone to stand up for me, there was no one there. And what do you expect if you live in a world where you're not willing to stand up for other people? You can expect for no one to be there when you need someone to stand up with you for you. So I think that's really important. And
You know what's
yeah.
crazy is that I think if we clipped, like, what you just said
Mhm.
about that poem and, that whole thing, I think the vast majority of people would agree with that. However, for some reason, when it comes to people that they like,
Mhm.
they go straight to the, "Well, he's always been nice to me," argument, even though they would listen to what you just said and say,
Mhm.
"Yeah, that's right." But and I know it's hard, like, when it's somebody who's nice to you.
Yeah. Really is. And like I saw when Bloke was in here earlier, he did. He seems like, he can come off like I'm willing to help. Like I watched him do it with Graz as well of like,
Yep.
let me get you, I'm gonna send you this and I'm gonna send you that and let me get you this and let me help you. Let me help you get started. And
Start a
he
fundraiser.
gets off
Everybody
on
send
that.
in donations, we can get their channel going.
Yeah. Other people, not him. Like and but, he makes you feel like you owe him something, and he does it to his followers as well. I'm seeing comments from, different people, and it's like we've said it stream after stream if you're new here. Like it's okay. Like, it's being duped by someone that has ill intentions is not a sign of weakness. What is continuing to not, like, be willing to admit and see it. And once you see it, stopping the contact and the enabling, because that's the exact thing that Greeno does not need. He doesn't need to be enabled. He needs to grow up, and he needs to either stand on his own and become better if he's capable, or he needs to get the fork out of the true crime community, because we're all sick of it. We're sick of it. We're sick of him making us all look bad. And I'm talking about everybody that's here tonight.
Oh,
And if you
see,
don't agree, you can put a 1. I dare you. No.
I didn't know this. I don't if one thing that I can say about myself is that I typically am evidence-based to a
Yep.
fault, to an annoying fault. So I try not to speak on things that I don't have, like, verifiable information on, but True Crime Bloke in the chat just said that he, being Greeno, asked for donations to help me start on a stream, and I didn't see a penny of it, which I kinda wondered, but didn't wanna make any
Who said that?
True Crime Bloke did.
Is this the
Um,
one I have up there? No.
no, it used to have times on here, but now there's not
Oh
times.
gosh, I'm so far behind. Sorry. Hey, True Crime Recliner. How are you? Um.
And
Oh, I I try to. I try to. You compliment me on my weird clothes. I was wearing one on Gray's, and he was like, "Is that an Izod? Like, do you really have an Izod on?" I was like, "Yes, I sure do." I love thrifting. It's the only way I'll shop. Trigger warning. What happened? What's going on?
I'm in the middle of typing a comment, but I'm just gonna say it because I'm trying to type with, like, one thumb. True Crime Bloke said that he was probably going to go to bed because it's, like, 4 in the morning there, but I wanted to
Mhm.
thank him for coming and speaking out and
Yes.
tell him to have a
Yes.
good night. Oh,
Yes,
and he
thank
also
you.
says he got a hoodie from him worth $30, but no donation money. Sent him $10 on his birthday.
Yeah. Wonder how many people donated that they thought they were donating to Sweet Bloke, and yeah. That's the thing, he did that with Amy and Incog over the Amaya, and that was, like, so shady and so shitty, and it just goes on, and he did it to Lindsay, and then tried to, like, claim that, like, he was the one, like, what's wrong with them? Hello? Like, just because I got a microphone for myself for $150 when I was supposed to rent it, like, what's the big deal? What?
That doesn't make any sense at all.
Yeah. I know. I know. I know. He did it repeatedly, would help someone build their channel. That's his pattern. It is literally one of his patterns. He has several patterns that he uses all the time. It's the same, like, his grifts are very consistent and they have a very strong pattern. He would help someone build their channel and then tangle them into all kinds of BS and demand their undying loyalty. Anyone that demands you to be loyal to them, fork and drop them, like, they don't deserve you as their friend, like that. I heard him say that, and it was like, this is what would say, is like, you know what? Like, I appreciate you. I appreciate that you want to have my back, but you don't have
Yes.
to. Like, I can get my own back. Like, I don't want to drag you into that. That's what true friends say. They don't
Yes.
feed you to the fucking wolves. That's so messed up. It's really messed up. And so is saying, I just got sent one earlier, and it really ticked me off. I'm pretty sure that it was about, well, I don't want to claim about who it was about, but it was about a woman. And he was saying that he would be getting 3 more felonies if she didn't quit talking about him. And it wasn't me. It was another YouTuber that, how dare she call him out. But she did. And so, yeah, he was like, if she don't shut the F up about me, I'll get 3 more felonies. Like, jeez. Okay. Do we want to read the next ones? Because there's more.
Yeah.
Here's
So you guys are going to
where can
really
go.
bear with me because the next one is hard to read.
It
Okay.
is so hard.
Is the next one I have is it starts with Honorable Judge Smith and it's on October 11th. Is that the one you're talking about?
It's a 2-pager.
Yes, and I don't think there's any names in this one, so if you want me to share it.
Yeah, go for it. Yeah, this one is diabolical.
I don't know if
This
we're
one
talking about the
really
same one or
upset.
not.
Oh, is this not the wheelchair
Well,
basketball? I think it
I don't know
is.
if I've read through all this one. Okay, share.
No, it's not. We're not there yet. That one's to come in the future.
It's gonna be like the finale of the night.
No, I don't think it's because
All
he
right.
hadn't even gone to any
Can I
other
get this
state.
on my screen?
I think I gotta add it. And I'll just make it the whole screen.
True crime bloke did. I remember when you told him to take Gray stuff down, and that was while Gray and you had some words with each other, and to me, that just shows that you're a good person because no matter what side it's on, you know what is right and what is wrong.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I agree with that. Um, I agree with that.
Alright, so am I
Okay.
on?
I'll mute because I've got a cough.
Okay.
You're
Alright, so
on.
this says, "Honorable Judge Smith," same judge that the previous letter was. "My name is Anthony C. Greeno, cause number blah, blah, blah. I am writing this to inform you that I have served 3 of the 6-month stay here in the Carroll County Jail. I have done well and have not had any problem with my stay here." I remember this one because it sounds like he's writing a review for, like, Holiday Inn. However, I am kindly asking you to consider a motion for modification. And let me pause real quick. When we go it's gonna take us the next year to go over all his cases, but you will notice a very large pattern, and it's him constantly asking for them to not make him pay what he's supposed to pay, not make him serve what he's supposed to serve, to get out of things, basically. So he says, "I feel that I'm not sure what that says, something, something, jail, something, and would like to point out that in order for me to become a successful law-abiding citizen at the state of Indiana and the rest of the United States upon release in January 2006, I need a stable home environment to go to. At this point in time, I do not have anything, Your Honor. I fear for myself if I am just released on the streets with no money, no clothes, and no stable place to live. Statistics show statistics show I don't know what that says. Oh, statistics show and prove it's not how statistics work, buddy. Statistics show and prove that this is why people um resort to criminal activities. I do not want I do not want to fall into that category, and I would like to suggest He's always suggesting things. Suggest a fair option that I feel might fit my needs. It's always about his needs. I think this is right. Yeah, I'm pretty sure this is the right one. During my stay here, I have I'm not sure what that is. Something aftercare plans for myself. I have something aftercare plans for myself. I'm not sure. One of them, and I feel is the most important, appropriate, is the Home with Hope program in Lafayette. That's coming up again. They offer drug and alcohol classes, residential stay, job appointments, maybe, and is more or less of a way to rehabilitate slash transition people back into society. That fits all of my I don't know what that word is. All of my something needs, Your Honor. Home with Hope will help me obtain an apartment on my own and help me find suitable employment, like he's ever had employment, in which ordered okay, and help me find suitable employment in which ordered by the court. I have written them and requested for residency, maybe? And they have sent me an application in which I have filled out and am awaiting a response. If you feel that Home with Hope does not fit my needs, another option I discovered in Tippecanoe County's work release program, or is Tippecanoe County's work release program. They can help me obtain employment and some money, maybe? Some money for an apartment, and also save money for probation fees and court cost. Thank you for your time, Your Honor, and again, I kindly I don't know what that says, to kindly something you to consider this because I really could use the help. That was hard.
You did yeah, you did good. I saw some comments. Yeah, I have to agree, like, the penmanship, True Crime Atlanta is, quite impressive, and the way that he was able to slant it perfectly the entire
Yes,
time
there's
is
actually little lines there. You can't quite see them, but they're there. I see
Oh,
them.
really?
Yeah.
Okay, well, that makes a lot more sense because I was thinking that, like, how in the world is that a thing?
I don't know
So,
how
that
this
makes
fits
more sense.
into, like, psychologically, but this, I think, is one of the only letters that I've seen him write out of many, many of them that he writes in cursive.
Yeah, there's a couple, later on, but there's not many. So, he was trying really hard to get what he wanted, just the vernacular that he uses in these is special.
And I will say he definitely abuses/misuses drugs, but in my opinion, I don't I haven't seen any evidence of and I know I'm not there, obviously, it's different in real life, but just from his YouTube videos, I have not seen any evidence that he truly has an addiction. I think there's a difference between abusing drugs and being addicted to drugs, but he seems to always try to use rehab programs to shorten his sentences and try to make it look like he's trying to do better when he's not.
No. No. It's literally a grift to the judge. This is all these are, and they're one right after another. Like, there's more. There's a real priceless one coming up.
Yes, you guys have to wait to the last one.
Oh my gosh.
Um,
Do not leave before the last one, I'll
can you
tell you
pause
that.
my screen? Can you pause the screen sharing real quick so I can make sure
Oh,
there's nothing
yeah.
on the next one?
Mhm. Hold on. Let me no.
Let me go.
Oh gosh, I don't want to ban you from the studio. I'll
Please
kick
don't do
you
that.
from the studio.
There we go.
Is that better? Did you do that or did I do that? Okay. Oh, see? Come back. I did it. I thought I was removing the thing and I removed her, so she's going to have to come back in. And I am so glad that she is reading these because I really struggle, for one, my eyeballs, and for two, I am dyslexic. So whenever you hear me really struggling with reading, it's because I haven't practiced. And there's just so many that I can't practice this many readings. So when I struggle, that's why. So hopefully she comes back in. Oh, there she is.
I'm glad I didn't start reading.
No, right. I'm sorry. I knew I was going to mess that up.
Yeah, that's okay. This one's really bad. I'm going to share my screen, but
I
it's
won't hang up on her anymore. Oh, Faye, you
well,
always make me laugh.
all right. So I did that, so you have to do it on your end, and we're gonna try to struggle through this.
Well, yeah. Make it as big as you can.
Am I on the screen?
Yeah.
All right.
It's kind of small, but
So this is 1 month later in November. This is to Judge Jeffrey, which is a different judge. He said, but same case. My name is Anthony C. Greeno. I am writing this letter in regards to my last, maybe. It went unanswered, and I have requested to file a motion for modification. I have found a stable something. A stable something to live, and would ask the court to modify the rest of my jail time. Told you that's what he's always doing.
Yep.
2 I don't know what that says.
2 months.
Something the rest of sentence. Okay. 2 months something of 6 month sentence.
Yeah.
To
house arrest.
Oh, to house. It's always house arrest. I'm telling you. I think I get everything when I read these, and then every time I read them, more things pop out.
Or
To
work
house
release.
arrest or work release. Also, I would like for my probation to
be transferred
to Tippecanoe County due to lack of transportation. If my probation is in Lafayette, then I will be able to meet with my probation officer on a regular basis instead of what does that say? Instead of something to
hung to scramble.
Something to make home. Oh, something to make it home to Delphi. I'm still
being hung to scramble to make it to
to make it to the that's to the something. No, I don't know. Anyway,
to Delphi.
What does that say? I
just want
to something. I just want to need. I just want to
not cause problems.
Motion. No, I don't know. May cease due to me. What is that H word? Oh, having a lack of transportation. Thank you for your time, maybe. Sincerely.
Anthony Greeno. Now look at that signature. Well, he did kind of, but I want you to look at more so the sincerely word for this next one. It's a doozy. It's a doozy. Thank you, chaotic beauty and crime. and I cannot sing, and I cannot do accents.
Which
But I
you
always
can.
like to try. I always like to give it a shot.
So
And I
the
haven't even
next,
been drinking.
are you doing the next one, or is the next one? Because
Randy.
there's a name in it.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I can see it, so I can read it. And so just so you know, it is an actual letter. Okay, so
Everybody get
honorable
ready,
judge.
please. Can I say something before you
Oh,
start?
yes. Yes.
The letter that we read earlier about the death of his fiance and his
Yeah,
unborn child, right? That
right.
was in September of 2005. Mind you, this fiance/girlfriend is the same one that one of his counts of battery is against. And this letter that Mel is fixing to read is dated what? Something 2006.
September 13th of 2006.
1 year later, it is dated 1 year almost to the day of the letter that he sent saying that his girlfriend and unborn child died. Continue.
Yeah. Okay, so this letter to cause is written by myself, girlfriend, in request of the dismissal of a no contact order, which is held in effect upon the defendant, Anthony C. Greeno. I, girlfriend, being the victim in this matter, I believe I should have very good reasoning upon my request. I feel the no contact order was issued to Anthony C. Greeno against my advice and will. Anthony and I have a child together, and him not being able to see his daughter is highly unreasonable. I do not agree to this court order in any way. I feel it is a violation of my rights and also feel it is not fair to our child to not be able to see her father. I underlined need. Remember that from the one before. Underlined that word. I need contact with Mr. Greeno and desire it as well. I understand this order is a term or condition of Mr. Greeno's probation. However, I did not ask for this and feel the state took it upon themselves to issue it. Once again, I ask the court for a dismissal of the no contact order between I, the victim, and him, the defendant. Sincerely, and girlfriend's name. Let me try to like pick a little section of this. Because you just kind of have to see this one to appreciate it. And unfortunately, we're just not that savvy as far as getting everything redacted and in a timely manner. So this is the best we can do for now. I don't know if you can see this here. See that S, that sincerely?
I forgot I was muted.
See the verbiage that he's using here in this? See the way it's written?
So
Yeah.
Bree Rice commented and said, "I'm confused. Is this the one who died? Does she know she is dead? It's worse than that, Bree.
She must not
Not
know.
only does she not know she is dead, that is not her writing the letter to the court."
Yeah, it's not her. It's him. It's him. He wrote the letter. And I would like to prove it if he did not write that letter. I'm telling you. Like, it's the same thing here, in this one. See the need? Am I on it?
Kind of. But if anybody's ever seen anything he's written, that's
Need
obviously
right there. Anyways, it's just
we'll post these sometimes so you guys can
there's
see
so
them.
like the thing is like I am not a whatever linguist, like what are they called, Ivy? A linguist, like a written like I'm not an analyzer of the written language. But this is like there's so many of his that are written that you can literally, I mean, it's the same handwriting. Like I don't know what else to say. I mean, just it wouldn't take a rocket surgeon to notice that the verbiage and the handwriting is the same. Maybe she unwillingly signed her name on it, which would be a violation of his probation anyways. But he was
No,
basically he had to.
that's his signature. I would bet money on that he signed that.
I think he forged that completely, which is really disturbing if you think about a no contact order, and that someone would be able to fake it, because later on this no contact order was approved by the judge. I hope we find out later that the no contact order was approved by the judge because she went before the court. But I know that he coerced one out of another girlfriend in 2018 and 2019 and 2020. So it fits with his pattern of coercive control and manipulation and intimidation of victims.
And a lot of times people will say, well, if he is all these things, this cracks me up because they'll say, if he's all these things, why was he not charged for them? And on one hand, they say that while completely ignoring all of the legal records. But secondly, this just shows how the court misses so many things. In the same court case, a year apart from each other, he is sending a letter saying that this person died, and in his exact same handwriting, sending another letter about the person who supposedly died, saying that she wants the no contact order dismissed. Like, isn't that a red flag? Shouldn't you be looking for things like that in domestic violence cases? And nobody noticed? Like, stuff gets falls through the cracks all the time, and that's if somebody comes forward. There's a billion reasons, just like those, why people don't come forward, and just because they don't come forward does not mean it did not happen.
Oh, hi, Miss Donna. Guess what I have on? I have on my Justice for Jamie Tate shirt today. So we are going to Chaotic Beauty and Crime, and I have talked about this for probably close to like 8 months now. It is very complicated, and there's a lot of things that go into it that I want to be really respectful of, and we all do live in this state, so some of this can be scary. But I had gone to an event that Miss Donna had for her beautiful daughter, and I hope to cover that in the future and have her on, and we kind of do what I was blessed to get to do with Miss Denise. She was such a wonderful, wonderful woman, and she is just amazing, and so is Miss Donna, and just fighting every day. Like this, the doggedness of these mothers for their children is so admirable, and I respect you a lot. Just wanted to pause to say that. I had a few things that I had kind of thought we would just kind of wrap up with some of the viciousness online and some
I
of
see one
the.
more thing before you go
Oh,
say
of
that real
course.
quick. Sorry, I just did it. I just saw a comment. I don't know where it went. Where'd it go? It says, oh, Rebecca Ann. She said, I can't believe he has such a long criminal record. I would like to point out that we have semi-covered 3 cases today, 2 of them being fairly minor. I mean, driving without a license or whatever.
Yeah.
Um, I have not found, I'm sure, all of his criminal record, but from what I have found,
Mm.
there are at least 15 more. So we are not even
Nope.
the tip of the
We're
iceberg yet.
Like Doug Carter said, I'm just getting started. And can we tell them about the you know what? Or no?
There's
Not yet.
so many of those. I don't know. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. I
It's
guess it'll put
okay.
pressure. It'll put
No.
pressure on you to do it.
Well, then, do you need that pressure?
Yeah.
So we have been there. That's why some of those said case 6 on it. Because this isn't I wanted her to put those on there because when I do something like, and I have a team that's been helping me, like that team, except for the members of that team that do want to remain anonymous, but we have had some amazing people helping us, and we keep adding to it. And so it started out with an original case 6, and so that's why that's on there. But we are starting a website to where once we have talked about them on lives, you will then be able to go to the website and the information will be added to it as we go. And by the time we get done, it will have all of the court documents, some of the very important screenshots of his behavior, because some of that is aimed at victims' families, and in particular, victim families' mothers. Their child was murdered and he attacks them in the most vile ways. And this is a man that keeps saying he's all about justice, and to ignore the people like me, the people like Gray, because we're the ones with the bad intentions, and he's there to focus on justice. No, he's not. That's a bold-faced lie. No one would ever say the shit that man has said. I don't know how he sleeps at night, and that's why I always say that I think he is a psychopath, because to say to a mother, "Oh, she kicked me out, not because of the wrong things he did and stealing money and all that stuff. She took me out because, like, I didn't wanna sleep with her, and she's just jealous." About a victim's mother. Like, fuck you, dude. You're sick. You're sick in the head. Witnesses, the vile. I won't even repeat him online. I won't repeat him online, what he said. What he said to Tanner's mother, Tanner Barton. That's a case
Mhm.
that I have been thinking about for a long time too, and I've looked over a lot of information for, and I'm getting back into the swing of that. And Miss Denise was, a big help in helping me to get past my holdups. And one day I'm going to talk to you guys about that. And I think I'm going to do it on Hoosier Cold Cases channel, because he is a guy that is so calm and he calms me down, and he can help me get that story out of why I ran away. And that's okay. Like, I'm not asking for sympathy for that. It is what it is. But once you hear that story, I did do a write up in my year of crime this week on Dakota Kelly. And so I'm going to tell him the ins and outs of all that happened, and just the things that you just don't know, that you're putting yourself in a place, not a good mental place, until it's already done. And thank goodness to good friends that were able to help me through that. I don't know. It's going to be a hard one to tell. I'll tell you that. Just, I don't know why. It just affects me so deeply, but that little boy affects me deeply, and his mother does, big time. So that story will be to come here in the new future, new future. But yeah, anyone that would say that to, like Michelle Barton, of where were you when your son was killed? That's a monster.
Mhm.
Anybody that can support that, the things that he said, the disrespectful things he said about Abby and Libby, I'll say I did it. just to be a dick. I'm in it for the reward money. I shared all these on Amy's live. I shared them on the screen, right, Amy? She does, Shanda. She is a fighter. That's what I'm saying. There's just like so many really strong mothers in this true crime community, and they need our help. They don't need that kind of shit. And yes, bloke, that one is on I made a community post about the one that what he said to Tanner Barton's mother. That pissed me off so bad. The Flora fire, that's one that I wanted to share. Are we ready for that? Is that okay?
Mm-hmm.
So why does that always pop up? Oh, here we go.
Oh, I did not know that about his member chat. That Abby and Libby are emojis for it? Ugh.
Are you serious?
Good look at all.
Oh, this is not the first one. Hold on. He put out a video, just to preface, he put out a video of the Flora fires, the 4 beautiful girls at the bottom that were killed by homicide in a fire in Flora, Indiana. He put out a video and he used a 911 call of a little girl of it. It was not real. Okay. And everybody called him to the carpet on it. And this is what this prick did. The Flora video is being re-released. Apparently, the 911 call provided by a family member of the fire victims was fraudulent and taken from a separate video. When confronted with the allegation of providing false information to me, I was cursed at and blocked from the family member. Video edited with the 911 call removed. I apologize for this as I trusted the person giving the information. Fork you. I'm so mad.
I forgot about that, to be honest.
You are such a piece of shit. No family members sent you this. You got it off YouTube. We actually found it. Do you remember?
Yes, I do remember that.
I've done this before, but this is an all-time low. You did not interview Cece Moore. You stole that from Megan Kelly and dubbed your voice in. You did not make that video of the murdered missing IU students. You stole that from True Crime Daily and dubbed your voice in. Hell, you even stole their scripts. How about that My Case you forged? Want to tell your subs about that? Just stop. Hurry up and screenshot everybody before the grifter deletes it. Please do attempt to sue me. And then this is a comment by someone else that actually believed this mofo. A family member lying about something like a 911 call is disturbing. They didn't lie about this. He got this off of YouTube himself. He did this, and he's trying to freaking blame them. I don't understand why it's not pulling up the comments by like what I'm doing on my screen.
What?
Is it not? It's not pulling it up. It's just got, do you see what I'm seeing?
I see a camera and like your desktop.
Yeah, well, that's not what it's supposed to be shown. That's weird.
When you push share, did you click the right option?
I mean, it's sharing my screen, so I don't know.
On mine, there's like, you could share your screen, window, or Chrome tab.
I gotcha. Sorry about that. Entire screen. Maybe I didn't click it. Probably. So I'll just show those real quick, see if they work. Yeah. Now they're working, right? Nope.
Yep.
Yep.
I see
Okay.
Flora fire.
Flora fire. And then that was my comment, just to show the proof of it's me talking. I wouldn't want anyone to think that it wasn't. And then it's someone that had commented on when I posted this on Facebook. Mel, I can't hardly believe how heartless the act this person did. One day I'm sure they will pay for this dearly. Hard enough for the children's families without someone making it worse. Sheesh. Isn't that the truth? This was just to kind of prove that I've been like with the whole what I was saying to the girlfriend, like my and Greeno, it has nothing to do with you. I have been doing me, and I will continue to do me. Before you I was, and I will continue to do me after you guys are over. So you can kindly butt out. I don't want your man. I never had your man. Your man is gross. Like, he's a monster.
And also, if you have to stoop to doing things that I hope you know is wrong and potentially illegal, but we won't get into that, you're
Right.
doing something wrong. If your significant other requires you to hurt other people,
Mhm.
you need to check yourself.
I'm gonna make that one real big. I grew up in lockup, which is no fault of his own choices, mind you. What more can be expected from a con man? From his own mouth, like from his own fingers typing, that's him. And I'm sure he'll try to say, I keep trying to hit the X, but that's on the Facebook.
I do that all the time when I look at those things.
And this is my comment for, but you have to join the group to be able to see that whole thing because we really do need some support over in that group.
Oh, yeah.
And don't mind the text. I was trying to put a text on here with the date, but it wasn't working out. So all I want is to help them. If anyone scams them, I will go level 12 psycho on them, including Greeno, but he hasn't scammed them. ... Thanks for reading, Mel Roberts. And this is just people were concerned because I had let him put up that GoFundMe, the money pool thing for the victims' families to get to and from court. And guess what, guys? No shocker. He scammed them. And guess what, guys? I went level 12 psycho, just like I said I would. This next one here is social media is not an investigation tool. And let's see which number's number one. Okay, so this is what I like shared what they said. When the Carroll County Sheriff takes the time to all caps the word not when asked if Anthony Greeno is working with law enforcement, you know just how they feel about Green Snot. He is not law enforcement. He's not even a licensed recovery agent. Wake up before your pocketbooks are empty and or your reputation is in the gutter. Have a skookum day. And see, you can see where here he's saying, why is like other people commenting, law enforcement has shared information, not necessarily just my relatives, but multiple people. And as you saw, the sheriff confirms that I am assisting with the investigation. Therefore, the information shared is not information I would ever share. Liar. Absolute liar.
I don't know why, even as a supporter, I don't know. I don't know how. I don't want to shame anybody. I don't know how anybody would believe that he's assisting with the investigation. Like, police don't do that. You don't do that. It doesn't
Okay,
make
so
any
they
sense.
took it upon themselves to email the Sheriff Tobe Lesenby. Once again, Anthony Greeno is stating that he is assisting you on the Delphi murders case. Attaches a screenshot of his latest comment to that end on his YouTube channel comments. Is this true? Is this man working with you? That cracked me up. Because I could feel what they're like, how they were saying, like, they know the answer, and it's just so embarrassing that they do it. I've done it, and it is embarrassing having to ask. I can't imagine how they felt when they had to email at the FBI because his mother's murder, which isn't even a thing. Like, they're not like, and that's exactly what they found out. Go check out their page because they do tell the truth about Greeno. Or, okay, so is this man working with you, or is this just another example of his propensity for twisting the truth? Thank you. So then we have Tobe's response. It's as big as I can. He is not assisting us. He is not a certified law enforcement officer. Thank you, Tobe. And then they actually put all the things that if you email him, this is like what you're going to get. Okay. It's like not fake. Unlike what Greeno does. So yeah, those were just some of those.
One day
These are some of the.
We'll have to find the screenshot of. This is before I even started following Delphi. This is like the first 6 months or a year.
Mm-hmm.
He was going to do a fundraiser. He did a fundraiser, one of those, to do a commercial for the Delphi case. Yet when people emailed the station manager, or whatever you want to call them, they were like, "No, we have not heard of him. We do not have any like plans for this commercial."
Right.
I think he still claims that he was doing that. Somehow his things that everybody else is lying about never come to fruition, though.
Yeah.
I don't understand that.
So these next ones, I don't know. It's just Greeno. It's they just nothing ever comes to fruition. And that's why they're just promos to get you to join and pay $9.99 or to do whatever it is that he's asking you to send him money for. And then, but that's it. There's nothing behind it. It's just the promos, you know? So these are just some of the very nice. I believe they're probably all, well, not all of them, but, you know, this is a particularly special one here. My biological father didn't pay his child support. They caught up with him when I was in my late 20s. And if some chick I didn't even know put that shit on the internet, I would have hunted her down and beat the brakes off of her. I smoked weed and got in trouble while on probation. I have been late on child support payment in my life. But by the grace of God go I. It's a new year. Let's start it with a new heart filled with reality and empathy for our fellow man and turn ourselves in on our felony warrants. Amen, as someone else said. Like, this is called, what is this called? This is like diminishing, like to make less, to like, why does it always block Carol? Like, that upsets me. Always don't hide Carol's messages. Oh, yeah, I see why, but I had turned that off. I had turned off the hiding thing, but I guess it didn't work out. Sorry, guys. But yeah, these are just some of the lovely comments I get for telling the truth about Greeno. And I'm sorry, but not paying your child support is a big forking deal. Like, those are your kids. Like, if you're not going to be like irate about that, I'd be way more irate about that than I am about like meth or weed, because you're doing that to yourself.
Yeah.
This kind of stuff you're doing to your child. Like, and it is somebody's business because it's the forking law.
Oh,
Like,
well, I'm sorry to interrupt you. My bad. Medication's not in my brain anymore. True Crime Book says he told Crime Geek methamphetamine is Adderall. Mine and Crime Geek's only falling out is over the Adderall. Let me pick up this Adderall bottle right here. You can hear it. Amphetamine, 20 milligrams. That's how much I take twice a day. And amphetamine, while in the same family as methamphetamine, is not methamphetamine. Not only that, it was at his most recent court date that he pled guilty and did not argue that he had tested positive for methamphetamine.
Right. And Cece, that was just on earlier this week, she talked about this pretty and did a really great job of it, and she did this for a career. So I think she would know. And they're two different things. They always have been and they always will. And guess what? He did not deny that it was meth, like the kind what do you smoke it, snort it? Like I
Something like that, I don't
shoot
know.
it. I think you can do all of the above. I don't know. I've never touched it. Thank God. I just saw what it did to my family members and was like, oh hell no. I don't want anything to make my face look like I'm decomposed while I'm alive. No, thank you. This is one from Gloria.
Gloria.
Yeah,
was
if you're gonna
tell you
post on my private, like, Facebook, then you know what? Like, I'll be kind and, like, delete y'all's last names, but isn't this considered doxing someone? Okay, so this post was me putting out the affidavits of the proof of, like, who he is, okay? So, just remember this of, like, what, he did to me, like, it's not the same. But this Courtney guy, he's just a staunch defender of Greeno, and he goes on. And then she blocked me from my own channel somehow, from my own profile. I didn't respond. But I do say, do you question for 1 second when court documents of public records are released about a true crime case you're following? And the answer is no. These are the ones that I meant to share last week and didn't, or earlier this week and didn't. If Anthony Greeno is such a bad guy, why did you choose to have kids with him? I absolutely believe he should pay you the child support, but publicly bashing their dad will not help matters. Well, this person is passive aggressive, and you guys know how I feel about that. And I, said, why do you blame the mothers of his children instead of him? If Anthony Greeno, again, I said more, but it doesn't matter. Yeah, and a bit obtuse. Gaslight you, aren't we? Yeah. And then she's also a bit, the passive aggressive pettiness, because this isn't Candace P. And this is absolutely not true. My kids have a dad that pays his child support, and he picks them up every time he's supposed to.
And I want to add this in.
And more.
I realize that, especially nowadays, things are not the same as they were 40 years ago financially for anybody.
Right.
Nobody is saying that. And I don't have kids, but I could see how there are some months where it's like, let's say you owe child support, that either you're late or things are tight and you have to like make some sort of arrangement. That is not what we're talking about. We're talking about somebody who has 4 children that we know of, who at, 3, 4, 5, 6 years that they've been alive has never made a payment until recently, and that's only because that's the only way he could get out of jail. That is
Right.
not the same thing.
No, it's not. And he exploits his own children. He exploits them by putting them on his YouTube and using them to make himself look better. That's sick. This is just one particular wigging out person that I've had to deal with. Not Arthur Wiggins, but the person pretending to be Arthur Wiggins. If you're not trying to remove them, you're bashing them. Okay. because take a chill pill because it's getting old. Well, I don't really care what you think. He's a criminal who steals, lies, and abuses women. I'm sick of people like you not understanding. Plus the fact that he keeps threatening people even from behind bars. This is said by someone else. Maybe if your homeboy would shut the fuck up, people would find it easier to ignore him. I will gladly speak with you about the many disgusting facts about Anthony Greeno. Message me and we can set up a time to talk. Arthur, Mel Roberts, you did a video for 4.39 hours about Greeno. It came to light you were in a relationship with him and it went sour, and now you just can't forget about him. I sure hope he is paying you rent for all that space he is using in your head. Shaking my head. Mel Roberts. Arthur Wiggins, that is a false statement you are making. False claims such as yours are libelous. People just keeping to continue to tell the truth are getting just, I'm not the only one. And that's why I bring this up, because they say whatever you want to me. But I'm sick of not calling you out. So if you're going to come and put shit on my profile, I'm just going to start sharing it on here. Like, you do what you want to do and I'll do what I want to do. But this is my profile, and I know the Arthur Wiggins is a fake account, and that's why I didn't mark out the whole name.
Again, like what I've said and what you've said, what many people have said, I don't understand. These are the same. We are in a true crime community. That is how we know each other, from digging through criminal cases. Why is this any
Exactly.
different?
It's
That's
not
crazy.
any different.
It's delusional. Like, if that's what it takes for you to feel better about dating a piece of shit, then that's fine. But don't take other people down with you.
Yeah. And then there was this so you're trying to say that I said that in my 4-hour plus life about myself? Yeah, no. Unfortunately, there's about 6 people that still think, and I was talking to one of the people that was trying to help this that's attack that went on for 40 comments. You guys can go to my profile and check it out. It's still up there. That think green cheese is the shit's knees. Mostly women who don't realize they are the other girlfriend. And that's very true.
They're demanding smule.
No. No. Oh. I cannot smule. It's awful. You know who did a great smule is Lindsay Ann and Dee, who should be married right about now.
Kate
So
in the chat.
Huh?
Kate in the chat is saying, she asks, can we make Mel read the Ed Hardy White House quote all the way through without
Oh my
laughing?
God.
But
I don't even know
what
where
it's a reference to, though.
the president one. If you can find it and send it to me, because I have
I
lost
forgot.
track
There's
of
so many
that.
things to forget
If you
about.
can find it and send it to me, I will attempt to get through that without laughing. It might
Y'all,
be easier since I haven't seen Nico in here tonight.
he
Oh, but here's
claimed,
Auto Man, so then that might be over.
this man claimed to have spoken, is that the correct grammar of that? Anyway, to have spoken at the White House when it
Yep,
was
sure
Trump
did.
was in office?
Mhm.
What?
Yep. I won't be able to do it. I hope she's finding it because I want to really give it a good try. But yeah, someone's gonna have to find it because I literally don't know. I mean, which one was that I even did? I don't know. Oh, now we're on Google Earth. Sorry. Duluth, Canada. case you wanted to know where I've been researching. Oh no. And then that Google Earth like always freezes up mine.
Sorry if you can hear my typing. I haven't seen that in so long. I don't even know where it would be at.
Would Crime Geek talk to any past girlfriends? Ooh, that's a good question. So, Crime Geek, if you're out there, would you talk to any past girlfriends? I think that I don't know. I think that it would really help you, but then again, I wouldn't want you to use it against them. So,
Yeah.
that's a scary thought. Maybe when she's done with him, like it'll be good for her to heal and like move past him and know that she's not alone. If that helps answer your question. Watchdog. I love the Dobie.
What was I going to say?
My Dobie died not that long ago. Well, it feels like yesterday because I don't think I'm ever going to heal. But they're amazing dogs.
Oh man, I was crying about my dog the other day, and it's been he
Time.
died in August 2020. It's ridiculous. So here's
Oh my gosh, are you serious?
with the whole thing with her is that if you are not bothered by his past, why are you so bothered by people talking about his past?
Yeah, if it's so unreasonable and not true, shouldn't bother you at all.
And like if I know, like if you try to tell me that like I don't know, I have like a sister I've never met who like is half unicorn and is like a piece of shit and fucking shit up. And it makes me mad, but I know that's not true. I would like want you. I would be begging you, please prove it. Please show me the evidence so I can prove you wrong. So if people are telling you that something is fact and your natural reaction is to deny but then hide from evidence,
Mhm.
that says a lot about like what you really believe. Because
Thank
if you
you.
know something isn't true, then you're not
Yep.
scared of evidence.
Yep. Yeah, the truth shouldn't be. And and that's the thing of why, yeah, it's annoying to me, but I don't care and I leave them up. I don't take them down, them trying to accuse me of all kinds of, oh, I think somebody came. Nope.
True Crime Bloke said he's talking about Jess. That's who he's talking about. The video of Jess. He said that with the red hair because there's two videos of her, and it sounds like maybe Crime Geek is saying that she's lying. She's not lying, and here's how I know this: court records. That's how I know that.
Yes, I am. Yes, I am. I've never stopped. I just stopped doing it on here. But yes, I am. I just posted this week in my community posts, and then I'm gonna kind of go on to Who's Your Cold Cases, and he's gonna allow me to and help me through that and like talk about what happened, and then hopefully that'll get me to a place where I can really start using my voice again for Nakota and what's not going on in that case. But it doesn't look like anybody's going to find it. So it is 12:16 a.m. and it's probably time to wrap up anyway, I think. Hi, Christy. You can find them on social media is not an investigation tool. They are on there. And you can also find them on YouTube, right, Ivy?
What?
Aren't
On what?
the Jess videos?
Yes.
Are they
I
all
don't
on
know
YouTube?
where they are.
I don't think they're all on YouTube though, but I do know that they are on social media is not an investigation tool, and they're probably on Delphi Loonies as well.
let's hold on. True Crime Bloke said, bear with him. He's going to send you an email.
Okay.
Carol, I think that is true. I think Kat, I think he was aware of where he stood with Greeno. I'll leave that at that.
And people are trying to find him. Now I feel bad. I can't even remember what.
It's been forever since I've seen it outside of, it was in one of your previous videos, wasn't it? I wish you could take screenshots and still search things by like terms, even though
I
it's in a
know.
screenshot. That's what gets me.
Oh, okay. Someone named Lindsay sent proof of them.
Oh yeah, is he talking about Greeno? Am I echoing?
No.
That might just be on my end. Has Crime Geek listed his wife on documents when they're not married?
Yes.
Pretty sure I saw them.
Yes. On the ones in the newer ones, the newest ones. Okay.
I imagine because he needed somebody on the outside to keep his case going for him.
I don't have any emails. Was it like something you were doing right now or later?
It may have been I don't know if it was about the thing we just talked, the wife thing, or if it was about.
Yeah, he did list her as his wife, but I don't believe that's the truth. So that was just like a lie. Can you do that?
Apparently.
Yeah, Cynthia. Hi, Cynthia. Thanks for coming. Yeah, he is something else. I'll tell you what, he sure is.
Since doing it right now, we've seen those though. We believe you.
Oh yeah, yeah. Like,
it's probably, I don't know, it might be too late now. Maybe we can do it on the next time. Talk about or maybe we already talked about it. I don't remember. Getting a protective order and what you have to do and how it's
oh yes,
COVID.
yeah, I do want to do that. And actually, I I thought might just fill some of that out online just to kind of show how difficult. Sorry, I'm tired today. How difficult it is. I stayed up how late last night? Oh, it was way too late. I'm trying to remember what video that was because now it's bugging me. I don't know.
I mean,
It was wonderful though. I will say that it was pretty. It was a classic comment that's like going down in history.
How about we can use that as a teaser to make people come back next time? That we will find it.
We'll find it.
Carol asks, have any cease and desist arrived yet?
No, haven't got a single one. Have not got any. Is that so shocking? Have not got. I sound uneducated. Well, I will try to locate it again and we'll circle back to that for next time, guys. But yeah, this looks like Shanda's waiting to be sued. I was getting messages from other people today. They're still waiting for their cease and desist. I didn't get my no contact order, which
I'm kind of sad because I don't think I've ever even been threatened with a cease and desist.
Yeah, like, I'm more so sad that I just didn't get it, you know? You know what I mean?
One day. One day.
Alright, guys, we're gonna close this out. We've been on for how many hours now? 10, 11, 12? Oh, 2, we did pretty good. Alright.
Oh, she's true crime books. Oops, my phone flipped. Hold on. Send an email. Don't name the other person in the email.
Okay.
I'm hungry. I haven't eaten all day. I don't understand how tomorrow's Monday. Why do the weekends go by so fast? It's stupid.
Did you want me to share these on the screen or just read them out loud?
What would you be able to share without
Oh.
showing? Oh.
Up to me.
Oh, I wanna say something, but I don't know if it's
What?
well, True Crime Bloke said, "Basically, Mel was accused of doxing Crime Geek in a thread I didn't reply to." Well, let me set that straight. Mel and other people not only did not dox Crime Geek,
No, I sure
they
did
went
not.
out of their way to not do it and to try to get other people to take
To
it
stop
down
doing it.
and stop doing it, even though I'm not gonna say she's not a good person, even though that's my personal opinion, but even though they are not friends and we're on completely separate sides, because Mel's a decent person. Can I say the same thing for Crime Geek? I don't think so, because I think she had a hand in doxing Mel. If you wanna get
Alright,
down to that,
I'm
but
gonna pull
yeah.
these up. This is,
I don't know, maybe she did it for revenge if she was convinced that you doxed her first. Sounds like kindergarten to me, but
okay, I hope I'm doing this right. And I'm too disturbed by that last one to share it. That makes me really upset. I will send it to, somebody that will want to see that. That just makes I don't know. I just don't I don't get it. I don't get it. Yeah, Debbie, if you don't like it, you can fucking get gone. Okay? But yes, it is. It's not about bashing Greeno. It's about telling the truth about Greeno. The truth. Patience. Yeah,
that yeah.
there's proof that he held someone at knife point. Yeah, I know about that. I don't, and he told me to my face he's only ever shouted at someone. He's never raised his voice with me. Watch this. Oh. This is why I have trouble trusting people. I asked you specifically about this. Wife. Who the fuck cares? Get the fuck out of my life and his. I'm done with people invading my privacy. I owe you nothing, kick rocks. And if you slander my name because you hate him, you just know there will be legal issues involved because I'm done. I've done nothing wrong.
Can you take the comment off the screen?
Yeah.
The Brie Rice one down there.
What?
Like, you know how you click to highlight comments?
I got you. Sorry.
Okay.
Oh, that would make total sense because the second doxer message. LOL, celeb shell shocked. I don't know what that means. Don't tell him that or his head will get bigger than it already is. LOL. I don't know what that one means. But yeah, like he definitely, I could see where you wouldn't want him to get a bigger head. So he'd go and get a newer girlfriend. His ex is a stupid bitch that caused all his felony shit to start.
Like from 10 years ago or when?
Yeah, all of them. I lied about it, and now she is saying that he told her to lie about it and saying she lied about lying. He kicked her out of her apartment,
That
by
was
the
her
way,
apartment.
for what I understand, because she wouldn't pay her part. He wouldn't pay.
Oh my
this is
god.
literally what he does. He literally flipped it all the way around. Like, this is what he did. This is not what she did. And this is the same shit that I get so pissed about when people bash his victims. Because that girl, Jess, she was his victim. And it's upsetting. And she came out and she tried her best to tell the truth. And because she lied for him, because people don't understand what it's like to be in an abusive relationship, they don't get it. And it's so upsetting. She wouldn't pay her part. And she caused the other roommate to lose his job. So he sued her in court for, yeah, there's a lot to that story that I would love to tell, but I can't. She's a nasty, I can't. Oh my word. His lies are so endless.
True crime blog, if what I am reading on your comment, if I'm understanding what you're commenting, I think at least, the person that is being talked about in that message is a totally different woman because it's happened to so many of them.
It has happened to so many. So many. And it's the same pattern. Getting them kicked out of their apartment. I mean, just every little bit part of it, blaming them. He won't lift a dime to do anything. He's just a mooch. Okay. Yeah, that's wow. I've been looking into Mel and many others have been too. Yeah, you have, didn't you? She has been upsetting a lot of people. Even her followers have been telling her to calm down. No. Like, he's in jail. What more do you want? She is crazy as fuck. She really wants him to die. What? She wants to harass so much for him to take his life. What? But why? Why is she so obsessed? That's a good question. She has been in contact with my very own mother. Trying to help her. Because your mom is worried about you. My mom is my enemy now because she helped get, oh my gosh.
But, like, up there, though, it says, "I will relay this info about the Texas phone number." That's another that is trying to find people's information so that you can use them against them. That is what doxing is.
Yeah. And then look what happened. So you can see that she is the one, in fact, that did call me on the phone, like I said earlier this week. And is this Mel? And then hung up. And then guess what? A couple days later, when I didn't obey, when I didn't submit to what Greeno wanted, her puppet master, she put my information out there. Like she did that. She did that to another mother. And people are upset with me. I cover true crime. Greeno's a true crime case, point blank, period. But you do you. He has like 30 some felonies, Debbie. Like he has 30 some arrests and a bunch of felonies. Yeah, so that's interesting. I mean, I guess I can just add that to the file because that might just have given me the proof that I need for them to press charges, because I didn't have proof of that they were, because when you seek someone's phone number out, when you call them without ever intending to speak with them, but to harass them for something lawful that they've done, I've literally memorized the law now. Yeah, Hoosier, he punched his grandma. That is not a mistake people make. Like, men in the chat, have you ever punched your grandma?
Okay, so if Crime Geek is watching, she should know this because this is true. I'm not saying this is true about this specific situation, but I know that it's been done many times by him. So it wouldn't surprise me if this one's true too, because I know of other ones very similar. Kate in the chat says, no one got their shirts or things ordered, and then he lied and sent an email from a second account that he made to his own email and acted like they got lost in the mail. He is a masterful at talking to himself to make evidence.
We're just gonna highlight that comment for a while. I'm just
Good
gonna leave
guy,
that up there, Debbie.
all the time. And so when the felonies were brought
Yeah,
up a minute ago, I was gonna say this. I don't really care
all the
about
time,
felonies because it's a
over
felony
and
to
over
have
and
like
over
so much
again.
weed or whatever. Yet it's a misdemeanor to punch your grandmother. So I don't really care about felonies. I care about the situation and the context in which things happened. And I know the situation and context in which
Debbie,
things
it's quiet
happened.
time. Oh, Debbie, it's quiet time. Oh. Yeah, you'll have to listen to the playback. I don't know if you were here or not. I don't remember seeing your name, but when we share our screen, it doesn't, we can't see the chat, but yeah, he sure did. And he kicked her so hard that she was having trouble like walking, and then he punched his mother in the face.
This isn't
And
Shawshank Redemption. This is Red Dragon. And if I'm okay, so this is your channel. I don't want to step out of line or anything.
yeah.
But if anybody, I'm talking anybody, thinks that anything I have said today is not true, let me know and I will prove it.
Yep.
Different mom, true crime bloke, adopted mom.
Oh my God, are you kidding me? Like, you sound horrible.
Is that like the only thing that makes somebody a bad person
He
out
didn't
killing
kill
somebody?
anyone. Guess what? When I was reporting about Christopher Mathis, he didn't kill anybody either. he didn't kill anyone. Okay. That's just so special right there. That's really special. I just don't think there's, I'd like to think that there's just hope, but
Yeah, it takes people a long time sometimes to figure it out.
yeah. Um, but
You know who else didn't kill somebody?
and then like putting
Cadwell.
false blame on other people, like she did that.
Yeah.
Trying to make it look like other people were the ones that were putting out the employees. Because that could really get them in trouble, and I don't think they need any more trouble, like, if they didn't do that. That's Think about that, guys. I know you know who I'm talking about if you're listening. We've actually talked in the past, and we had I thought it was a good conversation, so, um, like it does make me wonder if that was not them the whole time faking being to other people.
Wait, back up real quick, pause. Bria Rice says he killed his girlfriend in a car crash, kinda.
What? I don't know about that.
I have never heard of that. I would like to know more. Oh, wait, somebody else says good one, but I don't know what that means. Oh, sorry. My brain didn't work that fast. She said because he said his girlfriend died in a car crash when she didn't.
Oh, yeah.
For the soap opera, yes. Yes, he did.
It's so great. Like, who does that? What kind of sick twisted mind does that? And so it's like, Debbie, like, I think you're the only one here tonight. So I guess props to you for taking on a whole chat of 92. But yeah, I mean, you gotta be able to look at it of like, there's all of these people, and the most of the people that are here tonight is because they were duped by him. He stole their money, he hurt or abused them, he hurt a victim's family that they advocate for, he tried to sabotage their career. Like, he does horrible things. He put out their address online. He's done that to multiple people. And like, maybe look at that. And the common denominator in all of his problems is him, not anybody else. I'm not. I wasn't there. Like, oh, so special. I digress. I know, JT. I, I, and that's the thing is like, yeah, if that was like, if he hit his grandma and he showed some remorse, like what? Remember these? Remember all these? Does anybody remember him saying one word about regretting what he did? No, because he didn't say it. Not in a single one of these. It was all about me, 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 me. I. I deserve. I lie. I say people are dead when they're not and blame it on the judge. Like, literally tried to make the judge feel bad. Like, he doesn't have any remorse. That's not somebody that is changing. And the proof positive of that is of all the stuff you're gonna hear about in the future. Unfortunately, 2005 is just the beginning.
And I want to repeat again, because there's like a couple of people who have come in
Right.
about, who were supportive of him. Most of us were at some point, and just because it may have taken some people longer than others, and some people aren't
Right.
even there yet, doesn't mean that you are necessarily a bad person or you should feel guilty about it.
Look what you made me do.
Yes. It's exactly.
Famous last words before you're murdered.
The thing is, when you're a decent person, you
Right.
don't think about
Exactly,
that being an
hybrid.
option.
What Ivy's saying, for sure. Mm. Hi, Georgina. All right, guys. Well, I'm done with Debbie, and I think it's time to sign off. So, you guys have a good night. Ivy, thank you so much for joining me. I really appreciate it, and you did such a good job. Just thanks for all you do, and I'm excited for the website. It's
I'll
gonna
get
be
it
good.
done.
It looks
Don't expect
awesome.
next week.
It looks
Don't judge
awesome.
me if it looks like a first grader did it.
Episode 1 of 64 was great. Okay. Kate, you crack me up. Yeah, it sounds about right.
Hopefully, we can fit it into 64.
Good night, sweet friend.
All right, well, I'm gonna let you go. I'm
All
gonna
right.
go make
Good night, guys. Thank
damage
you
over
so
to my
much for
onions.
coming tonight and being here and
Night.
supporting, talking about a true crime case. I really do appreciate all of you, and I hope you have a good night. I will talk to you later.